Hey, I'm Brooke Crawford Phillips, the principal at Northside Mountain. Today I'm going to talk about the Leading Indicator 4.2. Data are analyzed, interpreted, and used to regularly monitor progress toward achievement goals for individual students. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the surveys and the data from the surveys and what we determined for this goal, or for this indicator. For the administrator survey, the overall mean was 3.43. The teacher survey, the overall mean was 3.94. For the parent and guardian survey, it was 3.28. And for the student survey, it was 3.51. So based on this data, I did find that this was an area of strength for Northside Mountain School, and we do a lot of things to use data, and it's something that we do regularly to monitor where students are and set goals for where we want them to be. So a few ways that we do that is the first thing is we use a lot of M-Class data and iReady data. We do this for all grades. M-Class is for the lower elementary grades. This is for K3, and we use M-Class, which is phonics based. We use that to create our groups for Tier 2 and Tier 3 instruction. We also use iReady data for the rest of the schools, so 4th through 12th grade uses iReady. We specifically use that to do beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year testing for iReady, but that is something that many of our grades use weekly, daily, to help students improve skills. So we also look at classroom assessments. We look at our proficiency scales to see where our students are making growth or where we need to make improvement. But all of this stuff we use to create our Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 groups for instruction. For our Tier 3, we have reading RTI in the morning for K through 4, and we have math RTI in the afternoons for K through 8, and then for the high school we have a midday RTI that we rotate what subjects and materials that we do, and that is also what we do for 5 through 8. It's not always math, sometimes there's some reading and other things mixed in as well. Another thing that we do is and this is especially prevalent in our middle school, they use iReady and iExcel to track their students' progress, and this is student-led. The students have a chart that they get to place a sticker on for every time that they achieve a goal. There is a weekly goal for math and ELA, and the students get to place a star. If they exceed the goal, then they get an award or a prize for exceeding the goal. We have monthly data meetings where we look at M-Class, iReady, ACAP, any other assessment data that we might need, and that includes me, the principal, the assistant principal, academic coaches, and grade level teachers. We discuss interventions that may be needed. We discuss the instructional strategies that are being used. We basically have a conversation about what's working, what's not working. If we have students who are not making progress, then that is when we have a PST meeting. Our problem-solving team meets. It's the same people that I just said. We meet and discuss on, we set goals for students at the data meetings and at the PST meetings. We set goals for them. The students know them. The parents are shared the goal. The teachers obviously are working towards the goal. And we help reach that goal by our Tier 2 and Tier 3 instruction. And it's all based on the data that we gather and discuss during these meetings. If a student has a SRIP, which is a individual reading plan, parent letters are sent home to inform the parents of the progress that's made, and that's something that we look at during PST meetings to see what progress a student has made, or if there's something that we need to work on to help improve those skills. A big thing that we started implementing this year is our data wall. This is in the break room for the teachers, and it has iReady and M-Class data on it for both subject areas, math and ELA, and it shows where the students have grown. Our teachers use the charts every data meeting, and we look at goals that we have set, and the teachers can either move their individual student numbers to if they met the goal or if they did not. The teacher gets to actually physically move the student up or down, and it's a really great visual of where we're at, where we're going, where we need to be. And the placement of these walls is because I wanted data to be something that we're thinking about constantly. I didn't want it to be, we're looking at this data during the data meeting and we're not thinking about it until the next month when we're having another data meeting. I wanted it to be something that was the center of our daily discussions, our daily attention. We spend a lot of time in that break room, whether we're making copies, getting a beverage, or just taking a moment to relax during our planning. We spend a majority of our time, or maybe not a majority, but we spend a lot of our time in that area. And I wanted it to be something not as a punishment to teachers, but I wanted it to be that they can see it, and I wanted it to be there so they could set their own goals and have it in the back of their mind of, oh, I've got to work with that student on that particular skill. A couple other things that we do with iExcel and iReady, it sets student-specific goals with student-specific strategies and tasks that they need to do to help reach those goals. Especially with iExcel, we use that in middle school and high school mainly, but with iExcel we can use, for the high school, we use their pre-ACT data, their ACT data, and their work keys data, and we put that into iExcel, and it generates them lessons and skills that they need to help improve those test scores. We do the same with ACAP, which is our standardized test in 2nd through 8th grade, and it just makes individualized assessments and extra practice that these students can work on to help make those scores grow and help our students get better. And another thing that we do is I also set goals for my staff. Last year when our state report card came out, at our faculty meeting, I had a board, and I put the numbers of where we were in each category from the year before, and I put where we were that year, and then together, me and my staff, we made goals for where we wanted to be the following year. And this year, we met every single one of those goals. And not only did we meet them, we knocked them out of the park. And I think, we set ourselves a goal, and we set ourselves a high goal, and we really worked hard to reach that goal. And that was something we were thinking about constantly and working towards. And that's something we're going to continue to do. And I really see the benefit of setting these goals, looking at the data to back it up. And I also have, at the end of the year last year, I set goals for all of my staff, personal goals for their classroom. And that's something that we will look at. We'll look at it at the end of this semester to see where we're at. And then we'll also look at it at the end of the year to to see what steps we need to take, and what we need to do to get to where we're at. And I do think that there's a huge benefit in making these goals and including the people that it matters to the most, which are your students, your staff, and ultimately you want your school to be the best, you want your students to be the best, you want your students to succeed, and you want your teachers to succeed. So setting these goals and looking at that data is something that has been really important to us, and something that we're going to continue doing. Like I said, if not weekly, we're doing it bi-weekly. Monthly is something that we look at constantly, something that we have in the back of our mind every day because we're seeing it in the break area. But I think it's a really great thing, and it's something we're going to continue to do. Thank you.